Hello, my dear friend. I am Alex Reme, a hypnologist and guide to the world of enjoying life. Today we have some serious work ahead of us, but believe me, it is worth it. Before we begin, just listen. Don't rush to dive right away. Feel what we're talking about. Because this is not just meditation, this is your turning point, and you will understand it yourself. But a little later. I was inspired to create this hypnosis session by a man who was once in the same state as millions of others, in debt, in doubt, with the thought, is this really my whole life? His name was Bob Proctor, an ordinary guy from Canada. He dropped out of school, washed floors, lived in rented rooms and did not know what to do with his life. He was sick, did not see the future, considered himself a nobody, until one day he heard one phrase: "You can change everything if you start thinking differently." He didn't become a genius. He didn't become a Superman. He just started reprogramming his thinking every day. He realized that we are all nothing more than the result of programs that were built into us since childhood. What is possible and what is not. What is real and what is too impudent. He started with a book, with a phrase, with visualization, with working with the subconscious, with the practice of gratitude, and after a few years he became a millionaire, an author, and a teacher, a man who inspired hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people in the world to believe you can have everything if you just change your internal program. But of course you ask me, how to do it? Proctor's power was that he knew that the subconscious is your main magnet. You may think that you want wealth, but if deep inside you are programmed with fear, with guilt, with the conviction that I am not worthy, you will radiate it and get the corresponding result. In this hypnosis session, you and I will follow his path, only not through lectures and trainings, but through immersion inside. We will go down to where old scenes, old words, old programs live in you. We will see them, thank them, and then destroy them. And then we will create a new one. You will see your future self, the way your soul feels it. You will enter it. You will live it from the inside. You will feel with your body how a person thinks who has everything he needs. You will begin to radiate the state, and your subconscious will be rebuilt gently, without violence, but forever. Bob Proctor said, "Don't act from who you were, act from who you want to be. First you must be, then you must do, and then you must have. And you're going to feel it today. It won't be loud, it won't be harsh, it will be deep, calm, and powerful. You're just going to feel, yes, this is my moment. I'm not living by the old rules anymore. I'm living from myself, from the new me." If you are ready, just close your eyes. Allow yourself to begin now. Allow yourself to put everything aside. We are not in a hurry. We are not rushing things. You just allow yourself to be here and here, feel, and gradually let go. Make yourself comfortable. Let your body find a position that feels easy for it. Maybe lying down, maybe half lying down, without effort, without having to do anything. Take a deep breath and a slow, gentle exhale. Let the air come out on its own, as if it knows when and how. Inhale and exhale again. And with each new breath, your body begins to relax a little more than a moment ago. You notice how your forehead relaxes, as if it becomes wider, smoother, calmer. Your eyelids relax, they become heavier, but you enjoy it. It's like a warm wave passes over your face, descending to your cheeks, to your jaw, where the tension finally disappears. Let the tongue lie quietly in the mouth. It does not need to say anything. It is resting. And now you feel that the neck, shoulders are dropping, as if someone carefully took them off, like a backpack that you carried all day and no longer need. Relaxation descends into the hands, forearms, palms, and you may even notice that your fingers are getting warm, maybe even pulsating a little, but pleasantly. You breathe, and with each exhalation you seem to disappear a little from the outside world and enter inside. Now your attention goes down. Your chest rises and falls softly. Your stomach is calm. You don't try to breathe. The breath goes by itself, like a wave. You allow this wave to go lower, into your lower back, into your pelvis, into your hips, and you feel your body seems to melt. You simply dissolve in your state. And now your legs, thighs, knees, calves, feet, everything becomes heavy, but pleasantly heavy, as if the earth itself is holding you. You are not holding yourself. You are held by space. You are in safe hands. And finally you can just be. Now imagine that you are standing in front of a staircase of 10 steps. It leads down, but not down into danger, down into peace, an inner garden, your warm, safe space. I will count from 10 to 1, and with each number you will go deeper, not because you have to, but because it feels good. 10. You take the first step. 9. You feel how a relaxation intensifies. 8. Every sound only helps you go deeper. 7. You let go of thoughts, and they remain behind your back. 6. You feel lightness, as if you are becoming transparent. 5. You dive into yourself, but do not get lost, but on the contrary, you find. 4. The whole body is as if in zero gravity. 3. You are like water, flowing, alive. 2. One thought, I allow myself this. 1. You enter into a soft, warm light and stay there. From now on, your conscious mind can rest, and your subconscious mind will listen, feel, and change what has long been asking to be rewritten. You are safe. You are open. You are ready. You continue to dive, as if dissolving in your own subconscious, like a drop in a warm sea. You do not fall through. You turn inward, falling into a more subtle perception, where memory is not in the head, but in the body, in sensations, vibrations. Each exhalation gently clears the way. Each inhalation draws you deeper into the space where the reality of the past is still alive. You don't walk by time. You walk by sensations. You move through layers, as if turning the pages of a book you haven't looked at for a long time. And so you find yourself in a special room. It's not quite a room and not quite an open space. Rather, it's an internal cinema of the soul. It's quiet, calm, and there's a sense of anticipation in the air, as if the space itself wants to show you something important. In front of you are 3 monitors, 3 screens, 3 portals. They hang in the air, as if they have emerged from the depths and are ready to unpack what you have been carrying inside for a long time. These monitors are not a threat or a mystery. They are an opportunity to understand where and when in your life a program was launched that still affects your perception of money, wealth, prosperity, and the very idea, "I am worthy." You don't have to remember anything right now. You don't have to remember it on command. It's enough to just stand here, breathe and allow the space of yourself to open up like a bud. You feel that in each of these screens the scene is not random, but a point where your inner attitude to money, to abundance, to the desire to have more was quietly, imperceptibly distorted. You yourself did not notice then. You simply made a conclusion, accepted someone's conviction as the truth and decided, "This is how the world works." And now you are ready to check it, reflash and change it. You approach the monitors. They are all similar, but each has its own energy, its own depth, its own vibration. You approach the first one. It quietly glows, as if inviting, without demanding, opening up to meet you. You don't know what you will see there, but you feel that inside the screen a fragment is waiting for you, which once became the beginning of distortion, fear, compression, rejection of something greater. You stand, you breathe, you allow yourself to feel the screen. It is empty for now, but you know that as soon as you touch it, everything will appear, not because you force it, but because it is time. You look at the second screen. It has a different density, a little darker, a little older, a little deeper. There is another fragment there. Maybe the moment when you first felt that a lot means dangerous, that wanting means shame, that asking means being weak. You do not enter yet, you just look, and readiness unfolds inside you, readiness to live and not drag anymore. You turn to the third screen, and it is special. It seems to know that there is something stored inside that has been deeply compressed in you and has been working in the background all this time. You are not afraid. You are no longer the one running from the past. You are the one looking it in the face and saying, "Enough, I am moving forward." You breathe, and all the space in you supports this conclusion. You are not going to destroy anything by force. You are going to get yourself back, to live these 3 scenes, not to suffer, but to free yourself. You approach the first screen. You feel it is ready, and you are ready too. You stretch out your hand and go inside. You continue to float with the flow of your inner world, and suddenly you notice that the space around you seems to begin to change its outlines. In front of you, in an absolutely flat, empty field of consciousness, 3 monitors appear. They hang in the air, like windows opening access to hidden memory files. Behind each of them is hidden a scene that is not random, but the very one in which your attitude to money, to abundance, to the right to desire gradually began to distort. You don't have to know what these scenes will be. You don't have to invent anything. You just need to observe and let the memory unpack, like an archive opened by a soft click from within. You approach the first monitor. It is pulsating with a soft light. The screen is still dark, but you are already beginning to feel something inside is about to manifest. You stretch out your hand, touching the surface. It is as if you are immersed inside, entering this monitor with your consciousness, like a portal, to the very point where something in you changed for the first time. And on the count of 3, with the snap of your fingers, you will now find yourself in this scene. 1, 2, 3. And now you are inside the scene. You don't look at it, you're in it. Look at your hands. You can feel your body. Be who you were at that moment. You see who's next to you. You hear the voices. You feel the air, the mood, the setting. You can even remember the smells, the texture of your clothes, the way you breathed then. Somewhere in that scene, something important happened. Maybe it was a phrase or a look, or a silence in which you yourself understood something, accepted something for yourself, decided something. Your soul remembered, your body carried it further, and now you see it. You don't analyze anything. You just allow yourself to live this moment to the end. And when it's over, you feel like you can come out calmly, with gratitude. You emerge back into the space between the monitors, and you notice that you feel lighter inside, even if you haven't yet fully realized what you saw. Now, the second monitor. It has a different energy, as if it contains a scene from another age, another story, another episode, where you were quietly and imperceptibly programmed to live more modestly, to refuse more, to compare, to fear, to reduce yourself. You enter this second monitor and find yourself inside again. You allow the image to gather completely. You do not take anything away or speed it up. You are simply there, with full acceptance of yourself in that situation. And when the scene ends, you return, calmly, whole. The third monitor is the deepest. Maybe it contains something you never remembered or that you didn't consider important, but it left an imprint. You enter the third monitor, immerse yourself and become yourself from that scene. And you live it again, gently, with respect, with full understanding that this is just part of your path, not a sentence. You go out and find yourself alone in front of 3 monitors, each of which has done its job, and each of which you no longer need. You feel, inside you is a power, calm, non-aggressive, your power. You see a baseball bat or another instrument of power appear next to you, the one that responds specifically to you. You take it in your hands, not to fight, but to liberate. You walk up to the first monitor, take a deep breath, and smash it. The screen explodes into golden shards, and with each one, something that can no longer control your choices flies away. You walk up to the second monitor, pick up the bat, and do the same, with complete acceptance, with a firm inner calm. and you walk up to the third monitor, swing the bat, and hit it again with all your might, smashing it to pieces. Now you stand in emptiness, but this emptiness is like a blank canvas, like a sheet before starting a new book, like a room that has just been let in fresh air. You are ready. And now you will create a new self, strong, light, whole, rich not only in money, but in the opportunity to be yourself. You stand in a space where there is no past, no stories, no other voices, only you. And this feeling is like a morning in a city that has not yet woken up, clean, fresh, quiet. You just breathe and notice that a feeling of movement appears inside, as if someone is walking towards you from afar, slowly but confidently, step by step. You look closely and slowly begin to recognize this person is you, but not the one you are used to, but the one you could always be. The version of yourself that lives in calm, that lives in confidence, flexibility, clarity, and a soft, quiet strength. Quiet, unproven, a strength that just is, like breathing. You see, it's you. And it's you who is rich, not because you have accumulated, but because you live in a state of abundance. He moves differently, his body is relaxed, he does not run, he goes where he chooses. You notice, he has a different look. He does not seek approval. He looks from the inside out, and not the other way around. There is dignity in his gait, clarity in his gestures, depth in his voice, and in his presence there is a lightness that comes from someone who does not divide himself in half. You come closer, and now you are standing next to each other, you and the real you, the forgotten present and awakened. Maybe he is a little older or younger, but you know for sure, this is your essence, the essence, not a mask. And he smiles without words, but with complete acceptance. He does not judge that you have walked so long to this. He is just glad that you finally came and approached. You came to him, and now you take a step into him. You enter him softly, without effort, without heroism. You simply return to your skin. You become this you. You feel your posture change. You stand up straight, not because you have to, but because you feel straight inside. Your breathing becomes deeper. You breathe like a person who has nothing to prove to anyone. He just knows who he really is. You feel warmth in your stomach, expansion in your chest, and a slight smile on your face. You feel that your body has remembered the state, and will now recall it more and more often. It's like you're tuning into a different frequency, like a radio station that no longer picks up noise, but broadcasts only a clear and confident sound. And in that state, you say, I know who I am. I accept myself completely. I move with the flow. I create with joy. I deserve to live in abundance. I choose this version of myself, and from now on, I live as it. Stay in this image, stay inside, feel how your skin, your voice, your walk begin to remember who you are. You are not the one who was programmed. You are the one who creates your reality, not out of guilt, but out of dignity, not out of fear, but out of inspiration. And now you are ready to go into the world, from this center, from this I, from this inner silence that sounds louder than any words. You are still inside the new I. You are not playing. You live in it. You breathe. And with each breath you feel how your body remembers more deeply. This is how it should be. Smoothly, freely, calmly. Take one breath and let it fill you to the brim. Let this breath be like a stream of golden air, in which trust, clarity, inspiration, and a sense of inner rightness are dissolved. And now exhale, a long one, throwing off everything that is no longer relevant, everything that is outdated, as if you were releasing old air from a room into which you have just opened a window. Imagine that there is a luminous point inside your chest. It is soft. It is strong. It does not glow. It does not burn, but shines evenly and calmly, like a lighthouse. This is you, the real you. And now this light begins to expand, with each inhalation, further, with each exhalation, deeper. It fills your chest, stomach, back, shoulders, arms, neck, head, and goes down to your legs. You are completely saturated with this light. It brings with it one purity, I am worthy, I allow, I accept and I create. Now put your hand on the center of your chest and take another breath, simple and real, and say thank you to yourself. Just thank you. No explanations, no excuses. Thank you to your body for holding your dreams all this time. Thank you to your mind for coming here. Thank you to the past for bringing you to this point. Now feel how you radiate this gratitude, as if it comes from you in waves into the world in all directions. And this vibration is the purity of abundance, not words, but a state when you do not cling, but radiate, when you do not hold, but accept, when you do not ask, but are in the flow. You are now in resonance with life. And all you need is not to try to hold on, but to continue living from this center. Sometimes you will forget, sometimes you will return. This is also part of the path. But from this moment you already know where to return. You have created this inner home, and it is always with you, in you. Take one last breath, not as an ending, but as a beginning, and let go. You are ready. You are renewed. You are back. And now go live, create, allow yourself more than you have ever allowed yourself, because you now remember, you can do anything. If you liked my hypnosis session, please like it, subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what you saw on the monitors, what scenes from your life you saw. See you soon.